А то нам надо выехать по блатанчику. Оу, держи.
Ukraine's president has announced his army's withdrawal from the town of Debaltseve in the east of the country. He says the pullout is planned and organised. Now, here is the location. The town has been fiercely contested on the border between the two self-proclaimed republics. The front line here forms a pocket, you can see at Debaltseve there, where anti-government forces claim they've surrounded thousands of Ukrainian troops. Some of them are surrendering and have been promised safe passage.
С самого начала, когда вас сюда отправили, они вас бросили. Бросили убивать мирное население. Каждому из вас будет предоставлена возможность вернуться домой. С честью, достоинством отнесемся каждому из вас.
Well, President Poroshenko, however, has painted a very different picture, as RT's Murat Gazdiev reports.
The Ukrainian commander-in-chief, President Poroshenko, has announced an organized retreat from the town of Debaltseve after ferocious fighting there. But why Debaltseve was needed in the first place, he explained.
We can say that the Ukrainian armed forces completed their task fully. We needed this territory and success during the Minsk talks. We have proved that Debaltseve was under our control and there was no encirclement.
Ukrainian officers and commanders are said to have retreated from Debaltseve, leaving behind as many as thousands of troops who are demoralized, hungry. They're short on food, short on rations, short on ammunition, and their situation is really quite desperate.
It was very difficult. We couldn't even get food or water.
I don't know. Our commanders didn't tell us whether it's a retreat or just a rotation. They just told us to change our position because our unit had been there for quite a long time and we suffered a lot of losses.
There are still hundreds and hundreds of Ukrainian troops, and it's unclear exactly how many that are still trapped inside that pocket. Some are still offering resistance, but many have chosen to surrender instead. The anti-government forces in the east have offered them safe passage. They've offered to guarantee their safety if they choose to surrender, lay down their arms, leave behind their armor, heavy artillery and the likes. Vladimir Putin, in fact, himself urged Ukrainian authorities, Ukrainian military commanders, not to persecute soldiers who choose to surrender in such desperate circumstances. But Debaltseve is an isolated incident as the front line largely is quiet. Artillery has stopped firing across most of the front. In fact, the anti-government forces have begun withdrawing heavy weapons from the front lines. Here in Donetsk, the situation is even calmer. So optimism is high and a lot of hope that this ceasefire will hold.
Well, the situation in Debaltseve will have a direct impact on the upcoming decision whether to impose new economic sanctions on Russia. That's according to the EU's foreign policy chief. Meanwhile, an official representative of the French government says that Debaltseve is an isolated violation and not a breakdown of the peace deal. However, the Russian foreign minister is worried that the US is going to use the situation to try and impose more punitive measures on Russia.
так лучше, наверное, будет для нас всех.
А что вам говорила команда по поводу ППА? Есть, нет, информацию давали?
Нет, нет. Абсолютно.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله وكتيبة الصلع الله والاستطلاع الله والاستطلاع الله أكبر الله أكبر الله وكتيبة الصلع الله والاستطلاع الله والاستطلاع الله والملازم خضر الله والملازم خضر بالنقيب خالد ايوه الله والنقيب خالد والملازم خضر.
The UN's mediator on Syria, Staffan de Mistura, says the government has expressed willingness to test out a ceasefire in Aleppo. He says it will look to suspend airstrikes and shelling there.
Let's be frank, I have no illusions because, based on past experiences, this will be a difficult issue to be achieved. But we will engage also very much the opposition, hopefully to see them to respond to a similar request from the UN to halt mortar and rockets on all over the city of Aleppo for 6 weeks.
Video obtained from a social media website, which can't be independently verified by Reuters, is said to show insurgents fighting forces allied with the administration of President Bashar al-Assad. Aleppo is at the forefront of fighting between pro-government forces and a range of insurgents, including Islamist brigades, Al-Qaeda's hardline Syria wing Nusra Front, and Western-backed units. A monitoring group said the Syrian army, backed by allied militia, has captured several villages near Aleppo as it tries to encircle the city and cut off insurgent supply lines. The conflict, which enters its 5th year next month, has killed more than 200,000 people.